everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 19th, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking like it's finally in a downtrend. Not sideways, but in a veritable downtrend, okay? We've been hovering around the 60K region for quite some time, and we may finally, it looks like, soon revisit the mid 50K region. All right, let's get into it. So let's actually zoom out and provide some context for those of you who are not subscribed. On the 4-hourly chart, we have here our breakout, and it's finally in. The 5 waves are in. We had trouble counting this. We changed the count a number of times, but the 5 waves are finally in. We are getting a rounded top. Okay, that's signs of a top. We're seeing some strong bearish divergence here on the RSI, on the stochastic RSI. I hope you can see that. Here's a top, and these are comparable tops in price action in terms of these price levels, right? But look at what it shows on the relative strength index. You have lower highs and even lower highs here. So you do have strong bearish divergence that shows on the RSI. Okay, and you clearly have your B wave in. So your A wave is after a correction, right? You get an ABC correction. And the idea about an ABC correction is you want to try to chart the top of the B wave, because the C wave is the most significant drop, right? So the A wave goes down. The B wave is a reaction to that. Usually it is a run on the A wave. It can exceed the origination point of the A wave, which would give you an expanded or a running flat, or what we call an irregular flat correction. Here is actually what we get. We don't get this all the time, but Bitcoin has recently, because it's running out of steam, it's been printing regular flat corrections, meaning the B wave has been coming up to the same area as the A wave. So it's been correcting actually 88 to the 886. So 88.6% of the A wave, or even closer to 95%. So that is a regular flat correction. And so if you're shorting, the key is trying to find the top of that B wave. And you can do that on small time frames. And I actually have a video on that. Just search it on the video channel, or on the channel's content, the different video. I linked to that quite a bit, but yeah, that's basically it. And now you're going to get your C wave, which is going to be typically it's 100 or 123.6% of the A wave. But here you have what we call a double top. And so you're going to get a 200% correction, at least the 200% correction right here, 200% of the A wave. So if you take your fibs and you start from the bottom of the A wave to the top, your target is 54,736 on this chart. So it's about 55K is what we're expecting before a reactionary bounce, right? Just like you got here on the smaller scale, a B wave reaction, expect to get the same kind of reaction on this larger B wave to about here. And this is one of the reasons I don't think we're going to make all-time high. We're not going to hit all-time high right now. We're first going to visit the low 50s before getting back up to make to test the all-time highs. This B wave is not going to give you all-time highs, and it makes sense because once you get all-time high in price discovery, there's nothing there. It's rarefied air. So this B wave would most likely be invalidated, and price would continue up well into the 70s. Because it's price discovery, there's no resistance up there. So it's likely that we come down to 54, as I said, 55K, excuse me, go back up to retest these levels here at 62.7, something like that, and then come back down to 53, thereabouts. And this is where I'm entering my longs for alts. This is where I'm buying spot alts. This is where, I'm buying for really the big, the big explosive kind of fireworks. And actually, Bitcoin's going to run really, really hard, and Bitcoin dominance is going to be very high right here. And it's going to absolutely demolish the altcoins. The altcoins are still going to run, most of them, but you're not going to get the same returns for most of the altcoins as if you were in Bitcoin, okay? And that's just how the cycle works. Liquidity seems to first go from Bitcoin to the larger cap alts, to the medium cap alts, to the smaller cap alts, to the micro caps, okay? And so I want to buy my altcoins low. And so they're probably most likely going to be at their lowest at the end of this correction. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. And it seems to be playing out. And so last night I entered this short, and just for pedagogy's sake, because this is an educational channel, I'm just going to show you how I entered my short at the top over here, at the top of B. Again, I have a video on this, but I'm just going to explain it really quickly. So you're on lower time frames, and you can see that, okay, once you, first things first, in order to find the top of the B wave, you have to try at least to identify the 5 waves up and then the A leg down, okay? That will let you know at least that you're in the B wave. This B wave was very tricky, very tricky. Why? Because it took a long time to form. Typically, in a bullish asset, and Bitcoin right now isn't bullish, it's not forming higher highs and higher lows, so it's technically not bullish, and it's lost steam, it's lost momentum. This B wave took approximately 1 day and 7 hours to form, okay? And if you're used to bullish markets, this would have thrown you completely off, okay? Because you got your A wave, and typically in bullish markets, your B wave happens in a fraction of the time. You get your A, B, C very quickly, especially in an expanded flat and in an irregular flat. That A, B, C, B wave comes up here and happens in, it could happen if A took a day and 23 hours, B would happen in about 10, 11 hours, okay? So that's what, most people expect, but it ran out of steam. So literally, after it formed the A, it formed the B, right? And then the C took twice as long as the A and the B waves took to form, okay? And so that C wave, remember, in the ABC for an ABC correction, that's a flat, it's a 3-3-5 pattern, meaning 3 waves in A, 3 waves in B, and 5 waves in C. And one of the telltale signs that you can find that end C wave is that it's a strong 5th wave. The 5th wave is a strong green candle or a strong red candle if you're going, if it's in a bullish sort of context, right? Because B is always counter. So you get A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a diagonal 5 waves, okay? And that's, when in a bullish context, you're getting, the impulse is vertical, but here you get a diagonal 5 wave impulse. So once you see that strong green 5th wave, that lets you know, okay, that's B. Also, you can confirm it on the stochastic RSI. You can confirm it with volume. You see that volume becomes relatively high. So that will tell you as well. And then you can start counting these 5 waves in the last C leg, okay? And then the way to enter is you have to, well, it's best to get on the small time frame. So I literally got on the minute time frame, and you can see very clearly this strong green candle. This is what it looks like, okay? And once I saw that, I actually got in on the B wave of this impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I waited for this A wave to form. Okay, so that confirms the end of the B wave, and you know that this is an A wave because it exceeds the fourth wave of the impulse, right? If you exceed the fourth wave of the impulse, this is not another wave forming. You're forming a lower low. And then I got in here. I saw this form. Then I waited for this to form. I know it's going to give me an ABC, right? So I waited for this ABC, and because we've lost steam, I'm not going to form a higher high like in bullish assets where you're getting an expanded flat, right? I'm going to form a regular flat or even maybe a zigzag. So I waited for this B to come up, and I caught it here. I basically waited for this last leg. And so this is where I entered my short. And this is, I mean, you can make a career out of just mastering B waves because B waves are reversals, right? And let's zoom out again. If you master the B wave, what you can do is you can enter every time price reverses on a large trend change, okay? And that is good profit. Look at this. These aren't scalps. This is 13%, 14%, right? You do that on 10x, 20x, 25x leverage. Think about that, right? This is really good profit. So if you can really understand how to master the B wave up and down, so here would be for a short, right? For instance, here would be for a long. Let's zoom in and see this really quickly. Every time, remember this, every time price changes direction, it doesn't just turn around, right? On a spinning wheel. It has to effectuate an ABC correction to do that. So for instance, trading the 3 wave, right? And that's, we know, is the most impulsive, the longest usually, and the strongest Elliott wave. And a lot of traders like to trade it. How do you find the end of the wave 2 correction? So again, you look at the B wave, you go into smaller time frames. First, you go into, maybe a 15 or 8 minute time frame, and you try to count the waves down. So two wave is a corrective wave, so it's going to be an ABC, right? So you see the A, you see the B, or actually this is the A, this is the B. Wait, let's see. No, I was right the first time. This is the A, this is the B, and then you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it's going to be a little challenging, but basically you want to wait for that A wave. That A wave is going to retrace past the 4th wave, right? So it's not another wave. It's going to be a veritable change in trend starting, and you can see it in the volume, right? You look at the volume. So you see the A wave form. Now you're going to wait for your B wave. If it's a bullish pattern or bullish asset and has strong momentum, it has good verve, you're going to retrace the distance of that A wave. So here, that's what you got. The B wave retraces the origination point of the A wave. So you set your buys around here. So this is how you catch those bottoms, right? You master that B wave, you look at volume, and you can go on even smaller time frames to confirm it, but essentially you would be waiting for there. You enter here, and if you did enter at this point, look at how you're sitting pretty in terms of that trade before you go down again. I mean, you could basically enter here and wait the 5 waves, because this is going to be a 25% 35% trade. Do you see? So mastering the B wave, again, you can make a career out of it. And that's one of my favorite ways to enter trades on the B wave, the turn, right? That's where you get the most out of that shift or that trend change. So that's Bitcoin. That's the market. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. Leave me comments if you have any opinions or you want to say anything. Obviously, subscribe, share, and trade safely. And I'll see you guys